Welcome back to another Guardian Tales video. Today is going to be a rant about Garam. We're also going to show off the sweep function. If you haven't unlocked that yourself, you'll get to see that. But yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of a different style. We're going to talk about all things Garam. I've had plenty of time seeing footage, playing against him. I finally have my opinion, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So yes, indeed. He is out in the shop. I'm still doing my strategy that I'm always doing, where I'm doing the 100 gem pulse. So what I do and what I've told my friends is, what I like to do is grab a bunch of holiday gems on some, super big sale. And, so you're getting 3 times value. Then you go in here and every day you do all your 100 gem pulls. And I think every 2 or 3 weeks, I'm probably getting one of the exclusives. And in doing this strategy, we literally have everything except for Lupina. Everything except for Lupina and for Garam. And Garam is new. So we also have a ton of exclusive weapons and some +1s and things like that as well. So I think the value is there. If you want a free to play, you can definitely do it. But you're going to want a different strategy, of course. So speaking of the new hero, let's talk about him. I'll continue doing my 100 gem strategy, and if we get him, great. If not, then we'll figure it out. We got some mileage building up either way. So Garam, let's talk about him. First off, his name means salt in Malay. So if you're pissed off after fighting him and a low-level Garam has completely wrecked your team for what seems, unexplainable, you're watching the right video. So yeah, his name is Salt. And let's just jump in. So he is a ranged DPS hero. He's got water type attack, which is really good for him solo. That's good for him in arena. However, it means he's not going to play well with others. So you've seen people start using Bianca with him. You see a little bit more Marina with him. They're trying to make that work, but it feels uncomfortable. And this game has never really done elemental attack party buffs well. So for example, my example is always going to be Arabelle. She's an awesome hero. She has a really cool kit. She's really fun. She looks great. People like her, but she doesn't get used unless she's your only hero because she has dark type attack and she doesn't play well with others. If you put her on your arena team, then she has a selfish buff that doesn't help anybody else. Maybe you're using Ogma, but there's a lot of light heroes in the game. So if you go mono team in arena, the chance of you running into 1 or 2 light heroes is not great. And if you want to go Coliseum, using a mono team in Coliseum isn't great because if I see you have a mono team, I'm just going to swap my team and I'm going to beat you in Coliseum. It's very easy to counter. So there's more negatives to a elemental party buff than positives. But if you're talking just purely one-on-one, Garam is going to wreck your face because he has a 50% attack boost there. He's also got weapon skill regen speed, which is super nice. If we look into his normal attack called Sorcery, he inflicts damage with a bow or with a basket. Basically, everybody's going to use him with a bow, and you'll find out why. His chain skill does almost 500% DPS. So basically, Zeus himself is throwing a lightning bolt and smiting your enemy. It might not look like that, but the damage is redonkulous. And then if you look at his special ability for being 5-star, with a bow equipped, he gets 20% attack increase. An elemental type advantage gives you 30%. Just for him wearing a bow, he's getting 20%. So that by itself is just massive right there, and that's the reason why everybody's going to use him with a bow. The other reason why everybody's going to use him with a bow is even though he can use a basket, he's only got 1 exclusive weapon, which we'll look to right now. And you want a hero with their exclusive weapon because check this out. He also gets more weapon skill regen speed, which is a pretty big deal. But let's read it. So damage within the sorcery's reach increases by 50%. The English there is a little bit weird. I'm taking that to read as when he is very close, his basic attack is doing 50% more damage. So if you've done arena and you had a Garam run point blank in your face and try to just shotgun you in the mouth, this is why. They're trying to get that extra 50% damage. So you have to kite against this guy, and good luck doing that because a lot of the maps, like the map that we have right now, you can't really run away. And they're smart for doing this. They intentionally pick the maps when they release a hero because they're like, okay, this hero's going to do well in this map, so it's going to make him look good, so he'll be popular. And I don't really think that's a bad thing for them to do. It's just, it is what it is. So if he is close to you, he's doing 50% more damage, and the second line inflicts extra 20% of DPS when he hits a single enemy. So I don't know, arena when it's 1v1, so you're doing another 20%. You get 20% for wearing a bow, 20% for hitting a single enemy, 50% for being close, 50% for being water type. This is why this guy is doing more than twice as much damage as he should. And his attacks also pierce. If you're using Tinia, she has one attack that pierces through because she's an archer, and archer attacks are not supposed to pierce through walls. He pierces through. I don't know why that is. Maybe it was something with the coding because he uses basket and he uses bow, and basket pierces through walls. I think they just like, whatever, just his bow will pierce through too. But that is a massive, massive thing. And it's actually one of the big negatives to Arabelle. It's one of the big negatives to Tinia. It's one of the big negatives to all the heroes that get blocked by line of sight. It's one of the reasons why you don't see those guys in Arena, but you can see them in Coliseum sometimes. You can see them in PvE because it's that big of a deal. But he pierces right on through. And his weapon skill summons a holy bird that rules over rain and wind to inflict damage on enemies in front, puts enemies in down. So I don't even know what that means or what that does. I guess he just goes cone damage, whatever. But massive, massive damage. He also looks cool too, but... So that's the pros and cons of it. If the game keeps adding in super busted heroes one after another, I've seen many games completely implode and kill themselves based on that. And the recovery rate from that is essentially zero. I'm not saying the sky is falling, but what I am saying is I just got comfy. I'm enjoying the mobile game. I want to chill, but... Future Princess, I understand. She's a bit strong. She is melting some faces, but she's central to the story. She's probably the most popular, the most central character to the entire story, to the entire game. I understand she's a little bit strong. Marina, there's no reason for Marina to be strong. I wonder if one of the devs have like a daughter whose name is Marina or something like that. There's no reason for Marina to be strong. She's not that important to the story. She has like 2 storylines, and it's not a big deal. But Garam, he is like on a side quest for Nari. It's cool. I actually, when I first saw him, I was like, I hope he's a skin for Nari, or hope you can play him or something like that. So he is definitely here. But like I said, so his flaw, if you own him, he's water type. It very severely limits the teams that you can play him with, and that sucks. That's always a sucky feeling. However, he does so much ridiculous damage. Who even cares? Who even cares? And I really hope they get a handle on what's going on with these heroes. It's not fun. It's not fun. Because when broken heroes come out, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. You know? It's not great. But I'm definitely concerned if we keep seeing broken. If they keep trying to outdo one after another, okay, then the next hero is a melee hero that kills everybody with one hit, and is invulnerable to everything except for whatever type. Or we'll make a hero that's like a new elemental type that nobody has, and it's immune to everything. It's like, what are you doing? Or they'll make a hero. You know those enemies that flash white that you only do 1 damage to and you have to hit them really fast? Watch that be like the 5-star of the next hero. And it's like, you do 1 damage. Like, don't destroy the game. Y'all got a good thing going on. But he's completely out of line. He's completely busted. These devs don't really have a history of nerfing stuff. They nerfed Bari for like 5 minutes. And then the next week they said, that was an error. We put it back. So I don't really know what their style is on nerfing. And nerfing always feels really, really horrible. If you busted your butt and you got this hero and you're enjoying your new shiny toy, nobody wants to log in next week and be like, he does 50% less damage now, because you're like, what the hell? And then for all the other players, if you're saying, oh man, he's so strong, I gotta get him, is he gonna be nerfed by the time that you get him? One of my favorite quotes, by the time you can afford it, the car isn't important. Is that Garam? So... all right, salty boys and girls, those are my thoughts. Before I wrap this up, he definitely is a fun hero that I'd like to play. And I said that when I first saw him in Nari's storyline, but you got your Guardian base over here. When we hit level 26, we're able to sweep resource dungeons. And there's one little thing I'd like to explain there because it might not make sense. Here we go. So resource dungeons are these ones. We're going to look at item dungeons. Now, if I go over here and I want to, we're looking at the level 74 one. If I want to sweep it, I can't sweep it. The button is grayed out. So what happens is after the update, so currently right now, you have to autopilot a dungeon once. You got to autopilot the thing once. And then you'll get this little auto tag down here. So if you look at 75, you see the auto tag. Now I can come down here and sweep is green. If I want to do it, I can do 5 of them or 1. I really don't, so I'm just going to do 1. And it's done. Just like that. Oh my goodness, they have a little Mario looking thing. All right. So anyways, so that's cool. I'm going to be watching this with close eyes because sweep is very convenient. There's been many times, you know, I'm doing stuff late at night, and the reset for me is 2 a.m. So when the reset happens, I'm like getting super close. I'm like, all right, I'll finally go to sleep. And then the reset comes, and I've got like 200 coffee or energy or whatever they call it. And I'm like, well, maybe I need to burn off all that stuff. Maybe I need to go through all that. You know what I mean? So I end up staying up later than I want, or if I'm busy, or if the internet's always been horrible. So if I'm having internet issues, this is something I can use to get through that real quick. So I do understand valuing the player's time. The flip side of that is, does this change the game from a game that you play like Zelda and Diablo to an idle game where you just log in, click stuff, log out, and maybe do some arena? So we'll see. But what I will say is there are new content modes that are coming. They have been cooking on co-op mode. I don't know if there's any updates on that. Last I heard, they said it was definitely not ready, not where they liked it. But that's kind of interesting. And we do have a lot of played modes. So you got arena where you do it. You've got arena. And then you've also got arena. No, there's other stuff that you actually play too. So we got the new Tower of Horizon, Coliseum, and Camazone. Whether or not you count those, and there's other stuff to do. So I think there's enough stuff to do in the game that it's okay to have some things that are insta wins and just collects. But it's like I said, it's something I want to keep my eye on. I'm very interested on the play feel and the game feel of that kind of stuff. But anyways, you get the idea. Last thing I guess I'll say is let's show our ranks. So Coliseum, we have been going up and down. We're like we're winning twice as much as we're losing. That's okay. We had some questionable losses. We had a lot of Garam losses against teams that like had half of our stats, but I just spent the last 5 minutes telling you why Garam is broken. We are just outside the top 100. If you saw at the bottom, then arena should be the same thing. Let's go to your ranking. Just outside the top 100. I'm going to leave my team like this. I keep running into Future Princess first, and it keeps wrecking my whole thing. In fact, 90% of the losses I've had over the last 3 days are all Future Princess first, which messes up my team. And so we'll figure that out. But anyways. Last thing, Camazone, 25 minutes until we get there. Look at that, doing big things. All because of this. We have 4 of them. I think 4 is too many. I think 3 is just fine, but whatevers. We got this new thing. It pairs with this. A lot of damage. And these are the old ones. They got nerfed. It is what it is. But hey, we finally got to stage 14, and I think we can go a lot further. I'm running 3 tanks and a healer right now just because my artifacts bring so much damage and we're pretty squishy. So I'll give you guys some updates on that. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.